Hey, Farva.
Nobody puts baby in a corner.
Hey, is any of this sinking in?
Don't mess with the bull, young man. You'll get the horns.
You're dead. Dead.
What's the name of that restaurant you like with all the goofy shit on the walls and the mozzarella sticks? You mean Shenanigans? No. You're talking about Shenanigans, right?
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Thunderdome Metal Reviews, depending on how much Julia leads into that conversation. What we're about to discuss is entirely my fault. I did do it partly because Matt had us do The Shadow last week, and I felt like, hey, this is a movie I watched a lot growing up that I enjoyed, and I hadn't actually seen it since I was like early teenager, and now that I've seen it again, it's good fucking God, is it bad?
Yeah, and you were saying in the group chat, oh, it's not that bad.
Then I watched it again, and I was like, oh,
Yeah.
God, this is shit. Like, nostalgia glasses did not hold up. Well, the movie
Let me set the scene. Picture it. It's 1994. You're in your mom's basement. You and your brother are fighting over who gets to play E Honda because you can't pull the goddamn Zangief pile driver. But your mom just picked up some Dominoes, maybe some Little Caesars. I don't know.
We were Little Caesars when it was in Mayfield.
Huh?
We had a Little Caesars when it was in Mayfield.
We did. Did you ever eat it?
Yeah, that was the choice on my mom's side of pizza.
They had used to have like white chocolate raviolis that were
Never had that.
delicious.
I don't remember that, but I always remember they give us the square pizzas, which I thought was cool.
Yes. Anyways, tangent over. She also picks you up some Crystal Pepsi because it's 1994 and you're like, holy shit, clear soda? What the fuck?
Didn't have that. We had milk because milk was the rule of thumb to drink growing up.
No, milk with fucking pizza? What the fuck?
Like every meal we drank milk growing up, like till like the age of 12.
Like the bubble guts from that. Holy shit.
I don't think I've drank a glass of milk other than like a little bit for acid reflux reasons in years.
I haven't had regular milk forever.
I'll drink milk from time to time, but I won't drink it with a meal.
Not with pizza. That's just soggy. Nah. That's just nasty.
It's Friday night and you're watching Monster Vision with Escape from New York. Oh, wait, Tracy never watched Monster Vision, did you?
I don't think so.
With Joe Bob Briggs?
Nope.
Anyways, life's good. All of a sudden, you see a trailer for Street Fighter with Jean-Claude Van Damme and motherfucking Gomez Adams. And you're like, oh, holy shit, I can't wait to see this. And then December comes around and you fucking see it. And you're like, what the fuck did I just watch?
As a kid, I fucking loved it.
I did not as a kid.
Not even as a kid?
No, I did not.
Mm.
And
I was 7 or 8 when I started seeing it when I first saw this movie.
well, that's about the time it came out.
No,
Yeah.
I love this movie.
This is your
Childhood movie.
this is your childhood movie. This is
Childhood
your
movie that does not hold up well when you see it as an adult.
this is your Land Before Time.
This is The Shadow.
The Shadow came out the same fucking year. What are you talking about?
You both had clear taste back in 94. I don't know. Maybe that was just it.
Was this your first time ever seeing this?
First time seeing Street Fighter?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, it would have been because I would have ever watched it.
Oh, we got some fresh eyes on it.
I didn't even know that there was a Street Fighter movie up until like now. And I was like,
there's not just one Street Fighter movie.
That's
No,
true, right?
like,
Well, not counting the animated stuff.
yeah, I was about
There's
to say
Because-
the animated series.
This is the better of the two.
You're fucking
Really?
joking.
Street
You're
Fighter: The
joking.
Legend of Chun-Li is horrendous.
God, I wonder if I can watch that for free somewhere.
Oh, I'm sure
Just to
there's
see
free places.
somewhere. Yeah.
And yeah, it's like they've never done Street Fighter right, except in the animated stuff. Like the Street Fighter 2 animated movie, that's baller. Anime and like early 90s anime, so you know it's pretty good.
Aren't
I'm not too much of a fan of today's anime when it comes to animation.
fucking 100 episodes for one season? One Piece. I'm guilty of watching that. I'm guilty. I'm
waiting till One Piece sidebar. I'm waiting till One Piece ends before I even sit down to watch it because I'm not going to put myself through the going on 30 fucking years of continual episodes. No.
Oh, just give me the fucking highlights, man. Give me the One Piece Kai of it all.
You know what? Or just watch the live action series because I'm pretty sure it's going to be fucking cut down.
Oh, yeah.
Ain't going to be trash. Just like every other anime with a live action rendition is.
I don't know. Y'all seen Cowboy Bebop?
I refuse. I
heard it's not good.
I haven't heard it's good either.
I've watched like the original and I was like, this is so good. And I looked at the live action. I'm like, I hate white people.
You can thank the shitty rendition of Dragon Ball Z for the reason we got Dragon Ball Super. Because Akira Toriyama did not want to be the final thing that came out for Dragon Ball. So he came out of retirement to do Super and did Battle of the Gods in the Frieza movie before continuing on with Super.
We do have a 35mm podcast alum with us today with Steven de Souza.
Uh-huh.
He wrote The Running Man.
Oh. Okay.
Huh.
And this is it. But not only did he write this movie, this is his first directing credit.
What a great credit. What a great fucking credit.
Man, looking at his history, like, this is like the one bad movie he did.
As a writing, yeah, I would agree with that.
Because he did Commando, Running Man, Die Hard, and Judge Dredd.
Yeah, well, Dredd, maybe. That's a guilty pleasure movie of mine. It's not good. The Carl Urban Dredd. We need like 8 more. We need like 8 more of those fucking movies.
We do.
Because that was amazing. Whoever runs his IMDb profile, though, make sure you fucking know it, too. Because it's got Street Fighter, the directing credit. It also credits him as directing the deleted scenes of Street Fighter and directing the outtakes of Street Fighter.
He was really proud of this movie, I think.
But usually those type of things aren't listed in IMDb credits. So, and when I was looking at it, I thought it was pretty funny that whoever keeps a track of it put a fucking Onimusha promo for PS2 in this. I was like, what? I haven't played Onimusha in for fucking ever. Did you ever play it, Tracy?
I'm looking at it now. So I had to make sure it's what I thought it was. I tried, but never could get into it.
I think I played the one on PS2, but I didn't play much more than that. I mean, I'm not saying it's bad. I'm just saying it's hard to get into, like you were saying.
Yeah. I always get it and Dinosaur Warriors mixed up as well.
Oh, okay. In this video, though, it's like because they also talk about Street Fighter, not the movie, just a game. Talking of this one creepy dude's like, everyone has a thing for Chun-Li. Those thoughts need to stay. You don't have to make every thought public, people.
But how else would other people know what they're thinking and wanting to do?
And that's like the big downfall of social media is that people just give freely information that has gone through their head or that they've done. And it's like
the internet.
I would not admit some of this shit to Jesus. What are you doing?
Yeah. Now, I do want to say, Matt, it's interesting hearing you say that when you're probably the person that uses social media the most of the 3 on here.
That one, whoever I'm pointing to in this recording, the
all
daughter,
over the place.
The daughter, the one that is relentlessly on TikTok.
I mean, that's using it, but do they post on it?
Yeah,
But
they got a big like 40K likes in one video.
God, no, don't describe that.
Was it
they a viral sensation?
For one video, though, that's embarrassing.
That's how you get the groundswell. What did you do?
Well, no, because like it's.
Did you fart your ABCs?
You know what? I would rather post that than what I post. It's just me simping for Miguel O'Hara from Across the Spider-Verse, and it got like 50K likes. And I didn't even post my face. It was just a stupid meme.
Wait,
And I'm
wait
like,
until we're still trying to get Tracy to get on TikTok.
oh
Whatever
my
happened.
God.
Yeah, it will.
I'm
Just
gonna
out
be
of
like, the world will have TikTok and I will not. I have no desire for it.
Wait, I didn't either. And now all I do is post like wrestling, retro wrestling videos, like interviews and stuff, getting like 4,000 likes.
Or like memes.
Yeah, or stuff from the Righteous Gemstones because that's like my top show right now. Also, in this movie though, is the head of Capcom is the producer,
Yeah, like Capcom
Yeah.
is like the lone producer for this.
and I'm like, dude, you know your games. Like, what the fuck are you doing? I mean, to be fair, what only 2 games have come out by this point, and I'm not talking about like the Turbo, the Super, and all that stuff. I'm just talking about you had Street Fighter and Street Fighter 2 by this point. So it hadn't really developed into this legendary shit because what this year we had Street Fighter 6 come out.
I didn't even know that they were still doing that.
I think so.
And damn, like this year's gonna, or this like year or two, you're getting a lot of classic fighting games coming back out with new ones. Like there's a new Tekken coming out. And I'm like,
Yeah.
what?
Mortal
What?
Kombat new one's coming out there. But we were talking about Capcom being the financer for it. On their earnings statement, they invested 4 billion yen and brought back 15.5 billion yen. So they made almost quadrupled their investment on this movie.
Oh, this movie was pretty much a hit.
Yeah,
It's just like everybody was like, what did we just watch? And
trash.
it was no Barbieheimer of
No,
the
it
time.
was-
No. 1994. I mean, the big like we talked a little bit about this last week because Shadow was 1994
Yeah.
in the summer. Lion King, biggest movie, of course. Second biggest movie, Forrest Gump. Third biggest movie, James Cameron, who's probably pissed it didn't get $1 billion with True Lies.
hmm
I keep forgetting that the Flintstones came out that year, and so did Speed.
That was Keanu Reeves and who else?
Sandra Bullock,
That's what I was thinking of.
and Dennis Hopper.
Don't remember. Oh, yeah.
No, Dumb and Dumber. Shit, I went to the movies a lot in 1994.
You go to the movies a lot. Let's just make the right statement there. You go and
Well,
go
there was
to
a
the
time
movies
I
a
didn't
lot.
go for a little while, but yeah, I do.
Yeah.
But movies like Four Weddings and a Funeral would never be a top 10 movie of a year today. No. Because they do not make they want to make extravagant movies, not something that doesn't cost
That's
a lot
good.
and is good.
Yeah, the small comedy in the theater, I think, is almost over. Like, you're not getting much anymore. Like,
I think it's actually going to go. It's going to bounce back
Well,
eventually,
you think-
like soon.
like I mean, like movies like Superbad, Dumb and Dumber, where they probably cost $5 million to $10 million to make, and they probably get a return of 20 to 30 million on them.
Well, Dumb and Dumber made 250.
Yeah. And Jeff Bridges got paid $50,000 for that movie.
How do you know that trivia?
I saw it on Reddit like a week ago.
Yeah, but he has the funniest ass scene in that fucking movie. I ain't gonna lie.
So
Him trying
apparently
to blow out his ass in that toilet.
they were one offer Jim Carrey lowball him, and the Mask and Ace Ventura hit when double right when they were making the deal. So Jim Carrey made like $7 million on a $15 million budget, and Jim Carrey wanted Jeff Bridges to work with him, but they wouldn't do it. And so the production company finally like, fine, we'll make an offer, and they gave him standard minimum deal on it, and they didn't think he'd take it. He took it.
Good choice.
Yeah, I don't know what his residuals on it are though.
Oh, probably a lot, especially through the 90s.
Yeah.
Probably not much now because, studios are dicks when it comes to streaming. Even though if it's in Europe, they get better streaming royalties. So just apply that to America.
Yeah.
It's not hard. Oh, I didn't realize that 1994 was also the year that Val Kilmer got announced as Batman.
Sure, that was an interesting year. Just like whenever Michael Keaton was I don't know. I didn't exist then, so I wouldn't know.
Yeah, you had about 10 years to go.
Yeah. And then you had like Christian Bale as Batman.
Oh, damn, I forgot. Pulp Fiction came out that year.
Man, there's a lot of movies in
Didn't it?
94.
Yeah.
Damn, that was a good year for fucking film. Ed Wood. Damn. That was a good movie.
I still haven't seen it.
I mean, yeah, it's really good. It's Tim Burton. But anyways,
Back on
back
topic.
to Street Fighter because we got to fucking talk about it, I guess.
Yeah, we're just trying to avoid talking about it. And so,
Anything y'all want to add before we get into this?
nope. Let's rip this Band-Aid off and go through it. I mean, this
All
is
right. So I do want to talk about the video game. Did y'all look at anything for this?
no. I just focused on the.
Please do.
No, I do.
Just do a little research instead of me
I
doing
did.
it all.
I was about to say, well, I do know that there was a Street Fighter movie video game, which I think is kind of redundant.
Yeah, but Tracy, you haven't seen that video game since it came out, have you?
No, like I think I played it, like the arcade version of it. Like I think it was at Chuck E. Cheese's when we were growing up. Maybe.
Yeah, I think it was, or Pocket Change, which was an old arcade at the mall.
I remember Chuck E. Cheese. That's where we went to.
Okay.
But-
So this game is modeled after Mortal Kombat. So you have like real people photos put into the game.
Uh-huh.
And it came out about 6 months after the movie, the arcade game and the consoles. Capcom, baby, what are you doing? Like, I watched some gameplay of this and I'm like, we got full motion fucking GIFs in this motherfucker. In the opening. Apparently, though, the console version is a port of Street Fighter 2 Turbo with this movie overlay.
Ooh.
Yeah, it doesn't look good, but the music is actually pretty good. Check that out.
Yeah.
I sure hope the actors got some money out of this because they didn't include this game on the 30th anniversary.
You know what? I wouldn't either. I would be like, nah.
Yeah, I was
fuck
gonna say,
that.
wonder why.
I'd be like,
Man, they were
fuck
Capcom was really hoping this was going to be a big old hit.
I mean, financially, it was.
The
Are you talking
game,
about the game? Oh,
the game wasn't. The game was like, everybody was like, from what I remember, everybody was like, what the fuck is this?
no, that was trash.
But it was the first video game based off of a movie that was based on a video game, which that would be like making a Doom game based off of the movie. But that'd be a boring ass game.
Yeah. I was about to say, it's very redundant.
You've seen Doom?
I've watched a review of it, but I've never seen the movie.
You need to watch the movie. It's amazing.
Yes. Or someone making a Blood Rain game based off of the Blood Rain movie from Uebo.
That movie was so bad.
It is.
I've never seen it.
You don't have to.
God,
Oh
please
man,
no.
thinking about but this isn't the worst video game movie. It's bad.
No.
It's bad.
It's bad. It's just not. It's not. It's just very boring to me. I did watch it. It was just like,
No, I mean like other video game movies.
oh fuck, can't name it.
Uncharted. Like if we're talking new Uncharted.
Oh my god, that was
I haven't seen
terrible.
that.
I went
It
to the
wasn't
theaters
bad.
to see that. No, it was terrible. It was boring. I hated
It was
it.
like a
I don't
B
even-
minus. I mean, it's not bad, whatever, but I mean, you're not
That's
gonna.
it's a D for me. I can't.
It wasn't what they wanted it to be.
It was not good.
I'm thinking along the lines of like Alone in the Dark.
Is that
What?
the one? Is that the one with fucking? What is his name?
It's with Christian Slater
I was about
and
to say,
Tara,
yeah.
and
Okay.
Tara Reid.
Yeah, I was about to say Christian Slater from like Heathers.
Then there's, of course, you have House of the Dead. You remember that movie?
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, it's terrible.
How about Silent Hill?
Yep.
I've not seen
Resident
that.
Evil. Resident Evil, I think, are the longest were the best video game movies for a while.
At that time, probably, yeah, because I'm not a fan of the Resident Evil movies.
I haven't seen a single.
Wing Commander. Well, y'all probably never played the video games.
Mm-mm.
See, Hitman. That a very forgettable ass movie. I forgot they did a Far Cry movie.
I didn't even know
Driver.
they did a Far Cry movie.
Max Payne is terrible with
Mhm.
Mark fucking Wahlberg.
Marky Mark and the Bunch.
Yeah. Oh, Prince of Persia.
I fucking love that
Oh,
movie.
Need
course
for
you do.
Speed.
Or Gran Turismo that came like 2 weeks ago.
I'm not,
No.
man. They're saying that movie's okay, and I'm like,
I
good
heard
for
some
you.
people talk about it
Good-
at work and they're like, hey, it was fun.
Warcraft, which everybody wanted to love, and it just fell flat.
I mean, the problem with that movie is they're trying to pack in 20 years worth of lore in like 30 minutes so you even understand what the fuck's going on, and you don't.
Yeah.
the Sonic movies, which I thought were pretty good. They're
Oh, Sonic
adorable.
movies are amazing.
They're great.
Rampage with Dwayne the Rock Johnson.
That movie's awesome.
Detective Pikachu was amazing.
Yes,
I forgot they did a Monster Hunter movie.
I
Paul
went to
W.S.
go-
Anderson. That's why I don't know about it. Okay,
I was
gotcha.
about to say I went to go see that. It was pretty okay.
And we got a video game movie coming out in October.
What?
Which one?
Five Nights at Freddy's.
I can't wait to see that.
What about Super Mario that just came out with Chris Pratt as the
It's a good
No,
movie.
no.
That's a very fun ass movie.
Yeah,
Very short.
but
Really?
it's a kids movie, so like I mean, it's kind of
Yeah, it's an
expected.
absolute kids movie. Oh, Final
Yeah.
Fantasy: Spirits Within.
I've not seen that movie.
You're not
I
missing much.
I went
Let's
opening
watch
weekend for that because I was like, "Oh, cool."
All right, let's
We
get this
really
over
did.
with. Let's
Yeah,
get
let's
this
get this
over with.
enough tangenting and try to get
So
through.
we get a dum 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 during the fucking credits of this movie, and it's not even. They didn't even put in some like Street Fighter music.
It's just
Nope.
very
Again, this is
Basic,
where
like-
I'm like, Capcom, you're producing this movie and you have final say so. What the fuck are you doing? But we open with a news report on Shadaloo.
by
God damn it, Shadaloo.
Shadaloo. Yes, Shadaloo. Hey,
by Chun Li.
I'm like, Shabladoo, like fucking
Hey,
Mint Berry Crunch from fucking South Park. But
And it's-
this is a country and not a criminal enterprise like in the game.
I mean, it's a very. He takes over Shadaloo like it's implied, but they're like, and it's in China.
Yeah, and I'm like,
Okay.
what? Okay, yeah. And we get Chun Li as a
As a
news
reporter.
reporter, which is Ming-Na Wen. Great
And this is-
actress, love her.
Yep.
Of course, she's-
Agents of Shield.
Yeah, Aunt May or Agent Aunt May. God damn it, Agent May,
Uh-huh.
and just recently Fennec in
Yep.
Star Wars.
She's Mulan in the original animation.
Yep,
She did
that
a lot
in the
of-
sequel.
Yep.
This is where you just pretty much need to throw everything you know about Street Fighter out the fucking door, because she's not a police officer like she is in the game.
She's a reporter.
Yep.
General Bison is a South African dictator, as a South American dictator, not a.
Yeah.
Like he's like Pinochet rolled into one. You can
And
already.
go ahead.
I was gonna say you can already tell you're in for a bad time with this movie with just the fucking cuts with the news report as it goes from showing her live and then in the compound of Bison. But instead of doing it to where the voiceover is just consistent throughout, it changes the fucking voice level of as well. And you're like, why would you make this editing choice? Because it sounds like shit.
Yeah, but we do get the best thing about this movie, and that's Raul Julia. Right
We
here.
do.
And
Who did
he's-
die a little bit
Yes.
after this movie.
yes, most, if you're a millennial, you know him as Gomez Adams from Adams Family. Big fucking impression on a lot of us. But he's also an accomplished actor on stage and screen. One of the first gone too soon type of people.
Yeah, like he died. What, stomach cancer was it?
Yeah, it was like right after he finished this movie. Kind of like, we're recording this, and I'm a big wrestling fan. Rest in peace, Bray Wyatt, who just recently passed away, 36 years old. Gone, one of those gone too soon type of celebrities. And
like
this was
not too. It's like not too young, but it's like there was a lot more time left.
yeah.
Not too young. Shit, that's a year for me. Like, what's
Yeah, and Raul Julia famously took this role because his children wanted him to, and he was dealing with stomach cancer, like you said. I'm not going to dwell too much on his health in this movie, but you can tell something's wrong when you see him on screen.
I was about to say,
And they had to alter the filming order because of his health.
Yeah.
But he's got some hostages, and he challenges a random soldier who just gets his ass immediately beat. He was on like hard mode starting out this fucking video game.
It's straight on the boss. Just bloop, bloop.
Yeah, and
Just get 2 hit.
Yeah, and this is where they just start churning out the characters that are in this movie.
I mean,
like within 10 minutes, you see every fucking person that is in this movie.
If you came to see Street Fighter movie, though, you want to see Street Fighter characters.
But you don't want to introduce them all at 10 minutes.
Oh, but they do.
It's like take a breather.
Yes.
Take a breather.
Now we get Zangief, played by Andrew Berniarski. I hope I pronounced that name right. Fun fact, he played Shrek's son in Batman Returns. He played Max Shrek's son.
Oh, wow.
It's been a year since I've seen Batman Returns.
He also played Leatherface in the 2000s remakes. Fun
I
fact,
think I saw a couple of those.
Fun fact, though, he talked mad shit about Gunnar Hansen, who was the original Leatherface after his death.
Mm.
I was like, oh, whoa, oh, shit. Meanwhile, Chun-Li's like, hey, Colonel Gao, can I get an interview? And this is JCVD himself, Jean-Claude Van Damme.
Who was coked out of his mind during this movie.
Yes, he... Did you read about that, Tracy?
Not about his coke, but I just
my God,
it.
dude, the booger sugar was flowing.
But I know he was like, I know the budget was like 35 million, and he's like 7 of it alone. But
he was doing 10 grams of coke a day.
Good God.
Which is like
$10K a week.
I was about to say.
It was snowing in Shadaloo.
Charlie, we're coming to get you.
It was fucking snowing, dude. And
so that probably explains why like every line of his is so overacted. Like like let's just use this moment to talk about the writing of the script, because it feels like a bunch of bro dudes got into a room together. It's like, that sounds cool. Like poked out of the mind. That sounds cool. Let's go with it. And like it's an entire conversation that takes place of like catchy, punchy one-liners, and then it just continues on. Like there's no like levity at all to this. And so it's just like, who's got the next coolest punchline? You're up.
Bro,
go.
When did y'all watch this?
I watched it. Are you meaning like years ago or
no? For this
Thursday, Friday?
I was about to say I watched yesterday. Like
okay, I watched it last Wednesday, and I'm like, I vaguely remember the scenes and everything, but I don't remember a punchline or anything.
No, like they weren't.
It was so
funny, but no, they weren't funny. But it's always like, well, that's what you get in Bison, and like it was some kind of like, it was always some kind of like rhetorical.
Oh, you should see the deleted scene.
Oh God, I can't bring myself to do it.
Oh, it's an alternate take of this interview with Chun-Li, and he's just like, "Go get me, Bison," and he does the fucking arm thing, and it's just like, what the fuck.
And, no, that's like with the fucking American tattoo on it, which of course,
well, that's a Guile thing, yeah.
I know, but like it's so cheesy.
But on an Austrian actor, that's funny.
Oh yeah,
no, he's German or Austrian,
Belgium,
yes, thank you.
Someone very non-American or like English speaking.
But if you liked action movies of the 80s and 90s, you watch this dude. Like,
Yeah.
he was kickboxer, Universal Soldier.
Bloodsport.
Bloodsport, yeah. He hard target, fucking double impact. I can go on. But I can say that this movie is what led to his decline.
I can see why. Because it's a horrible fucking movie.
Yeah.
But like, it's just to liberate a part of it. And then the script is bad. Like, this script is.
It is. And it's all over the place. And Jean-Claude Van Damme famously turned down one role, which I'm thankful for, and that's Johnny Cage from the 1995 Mortal Kombat.
Which that movie is not the best, but it's better.
Thank God Lyndon Ashby was there to pick up that role because no one else could be Johnny Cage.
For just the one movie till he got kicked out.
And here I am praying that Johnny Cage and the new one is The Miz. I think they said Carl Urban might be Johnny Cage, and I'm like, that doesn't fit him. What are you doing?
Young Carl Urban, maybe, but crusty Carl Urban, no.
Yeah.
I can't see Carl Urban as anything but the Butcher from The Boys now.
Yeah, exactly. Or Dredd, or fucking Bones from Star Trek movies.
Dredd and Butcher are close.
Yeah. But after talking some shit about Bison, Bison cuts into this news feed, and this is where we meet E. Honda. I'm going to fuck up this name. Peter Tuia Sosapo. I hope I get the name right. If he listens to this, hit me up on Twitter. Tell me, no, motherfucker, that's not how you pronounce it. One movie I know he's from is Basketball.
I've seen it.
Where he's one of the opponents. It's the scene where Trey Parker is
that movie.
Are you fucking serious? I love that fucking movie. Oh my God. When's the last time you saw it?
When I was like 18.
Oh,
I was probably high when I saw it too, so it did not like. If I couldn't like it high, I would fucking absolutely want to bash my brains out watching it now.
Oh, I think we need to revisit that.
I don't. If there's a veto card, I'm going to use it on it.
Oh my God, dude, it's so funny. Then we also see Balrog, played by Grant Bush. He's Agent Johnson in Die Hard, Detective Dan in Lethal Weapon. Balrog's a good guy in this movie when he's not in the game. Again, throw that fucking shit out the window. Because Capcom was like forcing them to put in all these characters. No rhyme or reason, just put them in.
Mark, we get to all this back catalog. You got plenty to work with.
Like, and then immediately we get Kylie Minogue as fucking Cammy.
Who's
and Bison's just like, hey, you got 3 days to give me $20 billion, which is a lot of money in 1990s, before he kills these hostages. Again, we're 5 minutes into this fucking movie, and I'm still like, here's new characters. Like, we get Miguel Nunez as DJ, who was Joanna Man, if you remember that movie.
Mm-mm.
He was also Spider in Return of the Living Dead. If you saw him, you'd recognize him. Robert Mamone as Blanca. He plays fucking AK in Matrix.
I've still yet to see that movie. Only because I got bored with it.
Like, he's in the Matrix Reloaded when they get picked up after the EMP blast. They're picked up.
That's just a small trivia.
Huh?
It's just a small trivia low. I would never pick it up.
But I'm just like, that's probably the most recognizable for you.
I mean, there's not even a picture of him on Wikipedia.
Again, this is like Guile's little organization is pretty much the UN, but with a lot more power.
The AN.
Yeah, the AN. And we get a weird bit of dialogue from JCVD when he's like, I don't like women. Or it's not that I don't like women. I just don't like journalists. Okay, dude. Okay. You're an
Makes
incel.
sense.
You're an incel. We immediately go to an underground fight where we meet Ryu. How is it pronounced, Tracy? Because they pronounce it differently in the movie multiple times.
I've always gone with Ryu.
I've always done Ryu too.
And
We also see Vega and Sagat. Sagat is the one that I recognize here. This is Wes Studi, Native American actor. He's Mystery Man, Last of the Mohicans. Most recently, he was the voice of Jerry in Soul.
Still need to watch that.
Apparently, Fabio was considered for the role of Vega. Which, the fuck? Like, Fabio is the famous, like, model who was on, like, 90s.
All the hair commercials and
yes,
had all the sex appeal. And it was 90% hair.
Got blasted by a bird on a roller coaster. That was funny. Like, he's bleeding. Like, this bird just went right into his face. And then there's this weird line. Did anyone tell you there's a curfew? This is a line your brother would say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm talking to Tracy. Talking to Tracy.
Oh.
The person I call you that I make fun of you about sometimes.
Roberta.
But these two women think they want sex, but Ken and Ryu is scamming guns, like with Nerf guns.
With tennis balls in them, which I thought was...
I was about to say, visibly, like, I just laughed like that. Like, I know it was, I was like, what the fuck is happening right now?
I thought that gag was hilarious as a kid. I was like, that's amazing.
That's so funny. God.
Can't just go to the fight with Ken and Ryu that Sagat's going to make them do. No, we have to like cut for 2 seconds to go meet Dalsim, who's played by Roseanne Seth. He was in Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom.
Okay. And he's the one turning Charlie into Blanca.
Yes. And I'm reading these bags, which is full of like neon fluid.
Looks like Kool-Aid.
Yeah. And it's like DNA mutagens. Use extreme caution.
Highly toxic.
And it also says Bison Labs on there. And they can't find this fucking laboratory. And it's got it's been shipped there, is what I'm saying. I know.
Like, there's
just follow
so many
the UPS truck.
Like, they make Bison out to be this weird criminal enterprise, like a Mexican cartel that somehow has the power of a nation to fight off NATO.
Yeah.
That the only reason their currency's worth thing is because they kidnap heads of states and say it's worth this much value. It's just like it's this movie's. Oh, man, it's something stupid. I'm gonna go with it's something stupid.
So we get this fight. People are betting, and for some reason, Vega comes out to public domain music. Habanero.
The hell?
Yeah, last seen in our up review. Go check that out. You have all this money. Spend a little bit on some music franchising. Come on.
It all went to Jean-Claude Van Damme.
Went all to his coke dealer.
Yeah.
Man, his coke dealer was like, I'm having a good time.
He's like, oh, I'm going to hook you up.
The greatest fighter since Iron Fist. Or so. But let's be real here. Vega, he's fit as fuck. My dude fucking worked out for this movie, and good for him.
He's built like a dancer as well. Not kind of like, he's not like Swole Bro Zangief.
But we don't even get to see the fight because as soon as the buzzer hits, a fucking tank rolls through to arrest everyone. And
convenient.
The Coke man arrests everyone like it's pre 9/11.
Can we make a comment about how fast that fucking clock on the countdown? Like, it was not even of. I was like,
not even
3,
remotely.
2, 1. What? That's not exactly at all what you said here. Like, it's almost like, God, I feel like they just stopped caring at some point.
This is where I'm like, the fuck is up with Jean-Claude Van Damme's hair color? Like, they
dyed it.
Yeah, but so they dyed it because they wanted to look like Guile. They needed to dye it more.
I guess they
did not go all the way with it.
I could only dye it so much.
They were like, that's good enough, I guess.
And then randomly a guy tries to assassinate Guile in this meeting. And then we go to the prison for a prison fight. And Guile's like, hey, I can use Ken and Ryu to infiltrate.
They could be my inside guys.
And he's like, and I forgot about this fucking scene forever and a day, that he goes to a MASH unit to show Ken and Ryu these fucking, this is what Bison's doing. Why don't you stand up and help? Kind of thing.
And they give the we only need some money thing.
But you hear some voiceover, right?
Like
it's kind of like MASH where you have that announcer PA.
Yeah.
That is Adrian Cronauer, who was the inspiration for Good Morning Vietnam with Robin Williams.
Mm-hmm.
This is his only movie credit.
Really?
That is
Yes.
sad. That is sad.
Wow.
I was like, I don't think he's even in Good Morning Vietnam.
I don't think he is either.
Then you also see this stupid like grenade that gets thrown back. And I'm just like, ugh. But the whole plan here is for Ken and Ryu to stage an escape and get in good with Sagat. But Guile doesn't tell any of his other soldiers about it.
He told nobody.
He told no one, and they're just like popping off rounds at these people. It's like, well, I hope you don't get shot, man. I mean,
And fakes his death.
Yeah, and the only thing, the only bullets that are fake are the ones in
Yeah,
the gun that shoots Guile.
Yeah. Looks like he had a ketchup packet strapped to his stomach.
Yeah, and then we start seeing go to this lab where Blanca is, and you see this computer sign that's saying mass increase to 49%.
Talk about fucking gains. Like he'd rip himself in half with that fast a gain.
Yeah. Here's the thing though, when he comes out, that's not remotely true.
No.
I'm just like, what are we doing?
How would you like to put on 110 pounds of muscle mass almost instantly, Matt?
No.
That's what Blanca just did in a matter of minutes.
Well, not in this movie he did.
That's what they want us to believe.
It's like, here, put on some thick makeup. Okay, you're
change
100,
actors. Like change actors. Like you don't look like himself in that.
But Bison is like wants to use this money, I guess, to make a fucking city like Delta City and RoboCop.
Or Hitler's plans for Berlin and everywhere in Germany. Like there's some fascist overtones with Bison.
Oh yeah, well, Raul Julia also was inspired by dictators of the past in the way he acted. I think his hand movements were more like Mussolini. I think that's what I was reading.
He's got the South American dictator down pat. Just like, like they'd be. But Tropico will be proud.
So his whole plan though is to create these super soldiers like Blanca, a universal soldier, if you will. But
with his own also mind imaging to make him violent creatures, which at that point wouldn't he just kill everybody around him, not just.
Mm-hmm.
But that's too in depth for this.
So, what do you think is better for the residents of Shadaloo?
The AN.
The AN or Bison or military occupation? Pick your fucking poison.
They're given a military occupation.
Yeah. We're like, we're here to liberate you.
But
I do see a book like here with Chun-Li in the van, Shadaloo for $25 a day.
It's like a tourist trap.
And I'm like, is that $25 American or $25 in that country? Because I guarantee you $25 American will make you able to buy a mansion.
Yeah.
But Chun-Li sneaks into the HQ through the bridge in this weird cut where it looks like she goes through the bridge.
She's ninjing her way because she's in all black with a mask on.
Yeah, as Chun-Li always has done.
And she somehow finds it because she has the technology of like a radar to track a tracking beacon to find the other tracking beacon that's tracking also them. She knows it's an inside job. It's somehow magically next to that tracking beacon is also the corpse of Colonel Guile.
Well,
Oh, wait.
the corpse.
The corpse. The still warm talking corpse of Colonel Guile.
Why is he laying there acting dead?
I don't know.
And
Because then they come out and try to get her. And then Kylie Minogue's like, oh my God, you're alive. I can't believe it. He's fucking crying about it. And he's just like, really?
Yeah. But of course, he's faking the trick Bison or something. And this is where Chun-Li reveals, like, I've been waiting 20 years to get my revenge on Bison. And Guile's like, you don't get to have revenge. I do.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what? Like, someone wants to work with you, just work with them. You don't want to kill the same fucking dude.
You know why? It's because she's a woman.
Yeah. And we get to this surplus sale scene, which really this whole set looks more like fucking Hot Shots than serious.
It probably, maybe at the time, yeah.
Yeah.
Holy shit. But we get to see the Capcom lid. There's our fucking Easter egg.
Yeah.
And Balrog, E Honda, and Chun-Li are doing a bit to impress Bison. Kid and Ryu here are talking about their plan to betray Bison and Sagat out in the open where everyone can hear them.
Uh-huh.
That's how you discuss plans all the time.
That's what you call plot armor. That's what you call there.
And I do like this scene. I do think it's kind of funny in this scene where Sagat's like, hey, buy my weapons. And Bison's like, yo, I don't have money, but you can have some of this land if I win.
Or he's like, or you can have this Bison dollars that'll be worth equal 200 British pounds when I kidnap the queen.
Yeah.
My deal would be for, if I were to make something like that, I'd be like, here are some itchy and scratchy dollars.
You stole my fucking joke.
I did.
She looked at your notes like, that's mine.
I did.
They're like, is it? Sagat's like looking at this money. He's like, what is it? And he's like, Bison's like, those are Goofy Goober dollars. You can use those anywhere Goofy Goober is.
Bisonopolis. That's the only place they're accepted. or PAX by Sonica.
What if he used like cryptocurrency like Bitcoin?
He created his own cryptocurrency, just didn't have enough people to buy in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's his Dogecoin. So we get a standoff between these two. Meanwhile, Ken's like, I'm going to try to fuck Chun-Li. Whenever they get, pretty much get their ass beat. And this is where you see, like, E Honda almost became world champion in 1994 by becoming Yokozuna, but Lex Luger won by count out, so he got to keep the title. Like, that's what.
But he body slammed him, so that's all that matters.
Yeah. Ken apparently gets off on autoerotic asphyxiation, and that's evident. This is where we find out Chun-Li's a freedom fighter or a terrorist, depending on your perspective. And we also see Zangief is a fucking dumbass.
Very dumbass.
Yes. There's a deleted scene right here that would go here where Cammy shows up to fight Chun-Li for no fucking reason.
I mean, sure.
Yeah, like, even Chun-Li's like, how the fuck did you get here? Because they're about to blow the place up. And they have people on the inside there. And it's just her. It's no one else. Meanwhile, we have the AN or the UN or whatever the fuck has impeccable satellite cameras.
Like, down to like meter, like less than a meter shot in satellite. Like, they could look in here and see me sitting in this chair. I'm like, know what he's doing.
And somehow they captured Chun-Li. I don't understand how they captured her.
She gets captured on purpose.
I'm sure.
Yeah.
She Trojan horses him. That's what don't you see, man?
Bison clearly wants to SA fucking Chun-Li.
Just take her and put her in this outfit, put her in my room.
And this is where Ken and Ryu get their classic garb, which is apparently training fatigues for Bison's team, whatever.
Zangief's like, you can train here all you want.
And this is where I realized, like, he's like, you have 3 days to get me $20 billion. And the first 40 minutes of this movie take place over 2.5 days. Like, so there's still a half a day left and a half a movie left. And this is where we get that Star Wars style mission briefing by Jean-Claude Van Damme, to the point where they're like, we can't go over the air. That was an actual real life. Thailand was like, hey, you can't do that thing. So they had to put it in the movie. Instead, we're going to drive this tiny little boat up this river, and Colonel Guile has shot Wop Rats back home, so he knows what he's doing.
This entire, even the briefing plan is fucking stupid. Oh my God. We can sneak in, like, literally during the briefing plan, he goes, we can't attack with our main force, so we're going to sneak in with this boat here. Sneak in. And he's like, next sentence, we're going to draw their attention with this boat. And it's like, why in the fuck would you draw their attention with your stealth vehicle when you're supposed to be sneaking in with it? You dumbass motherfucker.
Oh, my thing is like, they just all get on boats. None of them use land.
I know.
Like,
You need to get somebody to get a boat.
You don't have all-terrain vehicles that can go over this?
Yeah. Like, and there's a perfect one, the dumbass cool lines that the writers put in here that they thought they needed. Because remember, they're like, only a madman, only a crazy man would do that. And he's like, God's like, luckily Bison has driven me crazy. And it's like, that's not cool. Like, why would you even say that?
Yeah, and like, it's already pretty dumb at this point, but it gets dumber somehow.
I'm sumo, brother.
Yeah, because they try to whip E Honda and it doesn't phase him, and that's where you get some weird Hawaiian music. Like, what the fuck are we doing right now?
Well, maybe we hit E Honda's inner peace, and that's what he's trying to listen to, so he can.
This dude that's doing this punishment to E Honda really looks like he really wanted to drop another language, a German language, if you will,
a bit,
just a little.
And then we get some homophobic bullshit out of nowhere.
Yay, 90s.
Yeah, I'm like,
love it.
Steven D'Souza, what the fuck are you doing? Just like out of nowhere.
Love it.
But Ken and Ryu are watching training. They give the thumbs up because that's where you get the Zangief thumbs up or whatever. Yeah. But they break out E Honda and Balrog. I've kind of like condensed this into where everything's going instead of them, because they jump around in this fucking movie.
So why not do this? Let's just do the same.
And
I mean,
because then we get Guile's speech to the troops.
After we get his speech, after that, he's told some random bureaucrat chose like, you can't take them, we're withdrawing you. So then he gives his speech. And they
his
all
half-ass speech, by the way.
And they all charge into battle, wheeling underneath him, just like, let's do it.
Instead of, and
because they're going to negotiate with Bison, which negotiating with Bison has always worked in the past.
Right. And Guile's like, you've lost your balls. So,
and then, of course, you get that cheesy-ass water spray on the bureaucrat as they leave in the boat.
Yeah. But peace, freedom, and justice get packed up and they go home and to occupy another nation. Seriously, there are some freedom fries vibes in this fucking scene.
Yeah.
And several hundred troops will be court-martialed after this movie is over. Yep. But all of a sudden, these troops become Navy SEALs. Like,
what?
This is not how any military in the world works.
The best and the brightest
just can do it. Yeah.
Yeah.
But
I could do it.
I'm not going to lie. What, Tracy will be able to answer this. What did the boat remind you of?
It wasn't Tropic Thunder, was it? I can't remember the name of it, but it was Hulk Hogan's show.
Yep. There you go.
Like my mind goes Tropic Thunder, but that's not it. But what was it?
Thunder in Paradise.
There we go. That's it. That's what I always thought of. Because wasn't that a movie first?
Yeah. Yes. Well, the TV. Well, yes and no. But
See,
yeah, he jumps in this Thunder in Paradise fucking boat to take on Bison while the rest are on fucking surplus ships from Vietnam.
oh my god.
Yeah, Thunder in Paradise was this boat. Well, not this boat exactly, but the same thing, Julia. Like, it could be stealth. It had all this technology. It was a dumb show.
God.
But apparently there was only 23 episodes, but I fucking loved that show growing up. It was so I don't think it would survive a viewing.
You also liked this, so it's not shocking.
Matt liked Thunder in Paradise too.
I watched it. I don't remember liking it.
I was about to say, well, you like
I don't think you can even
so
watch that today.
it's not like anywhere.
Mm-mm.
Probably not. I think probably got banished to Shadow Realm. Just like, nope.
But it wasn't good.
Don't really know where you can rewatch it. You'd have to find it. It's probably on YouTube.
It is probably somewhere, yeah.
But yes, that reminded me of Thunder in Paradise by a lot.
So they're on their way to attack Bison when randomly Guile pulls out this cassette tape. Not a VHS tape, a cassette tape.
That has a video of Charlie's wedding on it.
Yes.
And just watches it while he's driving down the channel. It's like, what the hell?
Yeah. And meanwhile, Blanca has grown by over 70% now, while Dasim is trying to make him like Professor Hulk, just less mad.
Yeah.
And did you listen to this?
What
Dasim was feeding Blanca?
Yeah, like the bunnies and the rabbits and the wedding and the Martin Luther King speech.
There we go.
And which I'm going to say, like, cool, but like, where's the context for that? Like,
and of course, when we're talking about Martin Luther King and white people write movies or white people talk about Martin Luther King, it's always this one fucking speech.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it is always that one speech.
And props to the department for getting permission from the King's estate to put this in the movie.
Yeah.
I will give them that.
I was just saying, it's like, please don't tell me you skipped one of the best scenes of all in this entire movie.
No. Chun-Li is in her video game garb now. And if this was me 5 years later, I would have had an awakening when she rips off that rope cuff. When she's just like, pow. And I'm like...
Matt had a reawakening.
And meanwhile, Bison is changed into this smoking jacket like he's fucking Desi Arnaz.
And he keeps the hat on.
No, he changes the hat.
But it's always the hat looks the same.
Yeah. And she's talking about her revenge, and he's like, I don't care. Like, it was a Tuesday, which is a great fucking line, by the way.
He's like, the day Bison graced your village was the most important day of your life. For me, it was Tuesday.
That is a great fucking line. I am not going to lie. And I'm like, why is this great delivery, this great line in the middle of this dog shit?
It was. Now, she somehow fights back.
Well, no. Wait. Before that, did you see around the room?
His fucking Napoleon picture in the back?
Well, his fucking George W. Bush paintings.
I didn't see the George W. Bush. I saw the Napoleon.
Well, George W. Bush paints, and they're not good. Same with Bison. And then there's a fucking Newsweek about Bison.
Yeah.
She attacks him, but E. Honda runs it.
I know. It just fucks it all up.
Like and this is another problem with the movie. You get a bit of action and it abruptly stops. Like,
still disjointed.
Every fucking time. And they're taken hostage, and then Giles revealed to be alive to Bison. And this is where you get that famous, like, online meme of Bison going, of course.
Of course.
I don't think I've ever seen that.
Oh, man, is it? Really?
Let me see.
Well, and like if you watch Nostalgia Critic a lot, he used to use that whenever in his old like videos.
Well, I mean, that probably came from him.
Yeah, I was about to say.
Probably.
But that's where he was like, of course he's alive.
Of course.
Bison uses a Street Fighter controller to start blowing up people.
And using
Did
the,
they really need to include that?
and using the
No.
pre-placed mines.
Mm-hmm. But Dalsim is found out when Steve Rogers jumps out of the fucking tube to save him. Seriously, this looks like some Lou Ferrigno shit, man. Except on worse.
Yeah.
But Gal and his two people sneak in like it's Indiana Jones Tomb Raider.
Yeah. There are 2 shots I took throughout this movie, like screen caps I saw that were fucking hilarious of Raul Giuliani's face during this. That are hilarious that you need to specifically go back and look at.
Raw Julia.
Raul Giuliani.
This is where I realized we have 30 more minutes of this shit.
I know.
For some reason they have, well, I know the reason, but for some reason they have Cammy wearing tights instead of regular military fatigues.
Because Kylie Minogue and Ming-Na were the sex appeal in this movie. That's
Yeah. Well, Kylie Minogue, I don't even know why she's in this movie because she's barely in the movie. I know why. I know why, but
I was about to say there's
it's because the Australia asked them to put her in there.
Yep. Yeah. I really wish they would have done a Kylie Minogue song when they were doing the flashback when he was watching the Troy video on the boat. That she
But and this is where Gal finds Blanca and he's like, I'll help you, my friend, by putting a bullet in your head. Damn.
And Dalsim stops like, no, he's not that big of a monster.
But damn, with friends like that, why do you need enemies?
I know.
Raw Julia is so over the top here, though, when he's telling the hostages he's about to kill them.
Yeah.
It's great. But Gal jumps like 30 fucking feet from this tube to kick fucking Bison, and we get a full-on action sequence that just doesn't stop. So we have a bunch of things going on here.
Well, real quick, I want to know if you caught a line. Guile said he did 4 years of ROTC for this shit. ROTC is a fucking joke.
Yes, it is. It's a big fucking joke. But he's a colonel, so he's done a lot more than that.
Yeah, he has now, but from reading up to like ROTC, no.
So you have the major fights, E Honda versus Zangief, which has some Godzilla sounds as part of their fight.
That is the best fight through the entire movie. It's just big, meaty men bumping meat. Like, and it's the only one that makes sense. The Godzilla noise ad was a little over the top, but I laughed at him even to today. I thought that was hilarious.
I do laugh whenever they have to slow-mo the fucking 10 hand slap. He's like, instead of the 100 hand slap, you could just be like, clack, 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 clack.
Or just sped it up and
and at first it's Ryu and versus Vega and Sagat until Ken's like, "Oh, come help my brother." And
guys are calm on the radio. Ken, Ryu.
Yeah, he's watching. He's basically watching Night Trap trying to save him.
Yeah,
and then you get this flimsy ass Hadouken and spinning kick you can barely see.
That spinning kick.
Yeah, they were like, we need to edit this out, kind of. And
we get the Shoryuken with it as well.
Yes. And then you have Cammy and everyone else versus random soldiers, like in every video game.
Yep.
Of course.
Just fodder.
And these soldiers went to the Stormtrooper School of Shooting.
Oh, that was bad. Like, it's just Guile, and there's 50 of them, and they can't shoot him.
Yeah. Balrog gets some whimsical punching sounds too.
I'm
like, who the fuck is on sound design here? Like
someone who doesn't know what the fucking Hawaiian God.
Be a comedy or not. Pick one.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like they were trying to be Marvel and be bad at it. And what they could be serious.
Mid-90s Marvel ain't hard to be bad, dude. I'm just saying.
Well, this was not that bad. I'm talking about MCU Marvel.
Oh, I was about to say, Julia, have you ever seen mid-90s Marvel?
No.
So you've never seen Captain America 1990, The
Nick
Punisher,
Fury.
Mm-mm.
Nick Fury with David Hasselhoff,
No,
Did you know
Fantastic
there's a-
Four.
I did. I have seen that.
Have
No,
you
no,
seen-
no, no.
No. The fluffy pillow thing.
Yeah.
Like, have you seen the
Roger
19,
Corman's Fantastic Four.
I was about to say, I know there was one that came out in like the early 2000s.
Yeah, you're thinking of the Jessica Alba one.
with
Oh,
Chris Evans as Jonathan
As-
Storm?
Yes.
yeah.
I'm talking about the one before that.
No, I haven't.
Ooh.
It's not good.
We should do a 90s MCU and just watch some movies.
Well,
Watch
we gotta go back
1978
to the
Doctor Strange.
beginning.
Which
gotta-
is,
Howard the Duck.
of
No,
course you're going to say that. Of course you're
there's
gonna
like a
fucking say that.
1970 Doctor Strange movie.
Yeah.
We have to go to that one first.
Oh, but you want to do Howard the Duck first. No,
I do.
of course you do.
If Matt's making us do Howard the Duck, I'm going to throw that Doctor Strange movie in there.
This is not balanced. This game is not, or this movie is not balanced. Like as far as the game characters are, a lot of them are good, but Guile is pulling from Commando here, like John fucking Matrix, written by Steven D'Souza, because of course, and he's just offing everyone in sight.
His Guile is superpowered.
Did you see the estimated repair time of the Fortress?
No, like it was like
18 months.
Well, please.
Of course. Did you hear the voiceover when it's like and like it reminded me of Gladys from Portal, but it said where is it at? Maintaining your health plan benefits is your responsibility while they're fighting.
Yeah, again, like all these little jokes and stuff. Like, is this necessary in this movie?
No,
No.
this movie, and that's one of the things I'm like, man, this movie's really bad because of it. Because that's why I said like it's a bunch of dudes who thought they were funny sitting in a basement. Like, oh, that's great,
Yeah.
bro.
And this is where Bison's challenges Guile and is like, come out from behind. And Guile's like, come out from behind the curtain. Bison was never hiding. He was right there.
Yeah.
And Guile, yeah, like you said, has the tattoo from the fucking game. And I'm like, dude, really?
You get the arm flex with it as well.
Yes. This is where you get that classic Guile arm flex. And
It's just.
I'm so fucking over this goddamn movie, and we still got more to go. So but they both make the soldiers leave. I would just shot. I would have did like if I'm a UN soldier, sorry, I pop one off in his head. Done. If I'm a Bison soldier, pop one off in his head. Done.
Hero.
Yep.
Get promoted to Major General.
Yep. But as soon as they start fighting, it starts cutting away from it. Like you don't get the full fight, and that could be because of Raw Julia's health. I get that. But it's also like disjointed and
very janky.
Yeah, very janky. And Guile is whooping that ass at first.
And then like the gong noise when he hits his head off the fucking random ass bell sitting there in the
somehow he gets imbued with or I thought he got imbued with electricity.
From getting knocked into the screens?
Because at first they were like, or no, whenever he dies.
Yeah.
And because I thought, or they said like, oh, you get they start teasing the powers of these Street Fighters in the movie. I'm like, do they really?
I mean, you get a you get that random jank ass uppercut from Ryu, I think. Like he even does the spin with it.
Yeah. But is Bison suits equipped with an AED and adrenaline?
Yeah.
And he does the flight move that Bison is most known for, which is way more effective than it should be in the game, but it pisses me off. But But
Yes,
then Guile,
Bison's
this is where Guile kicks fucking Bison into the fifth dimension. And because they need to pad runtime to finish this movie, we have to watch an evacuation scene.
And you see the kick 4 times, I think, as well.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, you do. And E Honda is like, hey, man, I can't fight anymore. I'm done. Bye. And just ends that fight. And and this is where you finally you've been seeing DJ throughout this movie, but this is where he actually has some dialogue.
I got all the time I plan here, brother.
Yeah, he's like, dude, Bison's the bad guy. I only did this for the money.
You got paid?
Yeah. And somehow Zangief is able to run around all the hostages and save them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And now he's wearing his video game garb.
With his chest hair somehow shaved into that.
Yeah. That's like, oh my God. In this movie. Dasim and Blanca, though, randomly are like, we're going to stay here and die. Even though Dasim earlier was like, why kill you? Why kill your friend, bro?
So, also, did you, like, before that, the only interaction you have between Cammy and Chun-Li in this entire movie is right here as well. And Cammy looks at Chun-Li and goes, or Chun-Li looks at Cammy and goes, pigtails? And Cammy's like, look who's talking. Like, it's just entirely catty to be catty.
Yeah.
Like I thought that, like, well, why? Like, that's odd.
And it doesn't come off as improvised, so it's like very unnecessary.
Yes. And then, of course, when he's talking to Blanca and the guy I was talking to Blanca and Dasim, like, it's literally like 2 seconds in the place to blow up. And it blows up with him in it. But somehow he lives.
Yeah.
Sure.
Why not? Why not?
They just have infinite lives.
Yeah. And
obviously.
But of course, other than them two, the heroes live.
Yeah.
And did you see that when they're rounding up these enemy soldiers and this one dude gets the fucking taste slapped out of his fucking mouth? Like buttstock to the face kind of style, man. He just goes, this one dude just like crack and he just falls to the ground. I'm like, where the fuck did this come from? Why wasn't he in any of these fights?
Yeah.
But we end with Ken and Ryu decide they're going to stay and clean up the country and help people. Zangief somehow doesn't get charged for his crimes.
He wasn't paid, that's why. Which is even worse because his was all voluntary at that point because he believed in the cause.
Yeah. Sagat and DJ get Bison's crate of goofy goober dollars.
It's my retirement plan.
Ain't retiring on nothing. Guile now hits on Chun-Li.
Yeah.
Which I'm like, we don't need that.
Only if you wear that dress.
It's okay in Mortal Kombat when what's his fucking face? Liu Kang and
Katrina, right?
Katana.
Yeah.
When they're hitting on each other,
it's mutual.
It's mutual, and it makes sense in the context of the movie, even though that doesn't happen in the games, I believe. I haven't really kept up with the story of those games, but anyways, in this one, it's just snuck in, like, here you go.
Yeah.
Even though Cammy is the one like Gaga and fucking Guile through this movie.
Mm-hmm. Like it's very well like shown. Like Cammy's the one that's fawning over Guile, I guess, because she's his subordinate. She just looks up to him. But
did you got anything to add, Julia?
Not the only that I just want this to be over because honestly, through like the end, I just started getting so like with Uncharted, like with the end, I'm like, this is boring. Let end my life. Oh my god!
And then at the end, Shao Kahn finally shows up to start Annihilation. Not really, but that's how it ends, kind of, because they all do their poses.
Yeah, like,
they strike a pose. They're like, yeah.
And I'm like, if I'm an AN soldier, like, collecting people and stuff and licking my wounds, I'm looking over at like, why the fuck are these people posing? What the fuck are they posing for?
Why is it doing it round 2 now?
Oh my God.
Did you hear when they first came back to Guile? The guy was like, I'm just half dead. And Bison, all dead. Like, that's typical of this writing for this entire movie.
Man,
it's just shit.
If this had been Steven D'Souza's only movie he wrote, I would have been like, go write for WCW, dude.
Yeah.
Like, go write for wrestling. You would have excelled.
Yeah. But man, this thing is.
And this is what we end on with credits. And then for the first time ever, you hear music from the soundtrack.
Why leave it at the end?
I am 38 fucking years old and never knew they had a soundtrack for this fucking movie.
What?
Yes.
I thought you were referring to like video game soundtrack, not. Oh my, why?
No, they actually got people to sing songs for this, specifically for this movie, and released a soundtrack.
Didn't they also
listen to these fucking? Oh, go ahead, Julia.
I was going to say, didn't they release a music video with
yes, but the footage in the music video is only of Street Fighter 2 of the game.
What the fuck?
Now, no, Tracy, listen to these names that are in the soundtrack: Ice Cube, fucking Nas, MC Hammer, MC Hammer in a duet with Deion motherfucking Sanders.
Prime time.
Farside is the one that did the music video. I'm like, where the fuck was this music? I can't believe I'm this old. I mean, the music is kind of like, we got paid for. We're only here because we got paid kind of music.
Uh-huh.
No, when you were asking about the music, were you referring to the video game or
like
Street Fighter, the video game movie, the video game?
No, like took soundtrack from like the Street Fighter game, like with the Mortal Kombat.
Oh no, they didn't do that. You don't hear one fucking sound like
I figured you would have got something like that because I think like doesn't Mortal Kombat 1 or 2 have the dun 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 dun? So I mean,
when they made the fucking what? God damn it! The fucking theme to Mortal Kombat wasn't in the video game until after that movie came out.
Oh, okay.
And now it's just like that's Mortal Kombat. So yeah, I was just so fucking shocked there's a soundtrack to this movie.
There's a lot of things in this movie that's shocking.
Yeah, especially the one that really hit me was like, well, MC Hammer's doing music in the mid-90s. And with Deion Sanders, I did not know Deion Sanders tried to make music.
He just tried to do everything else.
I don't think. Oh, and now he's like a football coach for Colorado, which I fully expect to fail.
He's won the Division II the past couple of years with Jackson State.
Yeah, but I think it's different situation. We'll see.
He might do well.
Well, obviously with him being the coach, he's going to be literally on prime time every week.
Uh-huh.
So Colorado's about to get a lot of money.
Yep.
But that ends this movie. We'll start going around. We'll start with Julia.
Yep. I feel like this movie traumatized her because she's like, I can't.
It's so dumb. It's kind of the first. Okay. Video game movie wise, it's the 90s video game kind of movie. Like nothing too shocking, but like, why do you have to be so bad? Like I don't even know the lore of fucking Street Fighter, but like what you guys were mentioning, I'm like, yeah, that doesn't. What? I hated this movie. I'll find a way to get you back, Tracy. Trust me, I will.
I'm glad you can enjoy it somewhat. I wish it made a memory and you'll never forget it.
Unfortunately. That's all I'm saying.
All right. What about you, Tracy?
So I feel somewhat bad about picking this movie because I did not realize it was that bad. But
And then you watched it and you were like, oh, fuck.
I'm like, oh fuck. But I was like, man, that is rough. But the fact they also got Van Damme, who was trying to be portray a stereotypical American tough guy as well as part of the process, was kind of funny.
It was very, I agree.
But
And go ahead.
it was nice to revisit it in a sense, but I don't think it's something I'm going to revisit again. Like, I got my fix. I don't need it no more. Thanks.
The Souza used nothing but the character names and some loose characterization. And like, if you're a Street Fighter fan, you're like, what the fuck have I watched here? It's kind of the opposite of Super Mario Brothers that came out a year before. Super Mario Brothers, they went too far into Mario and Luigi and all that stuff instead of what just came out, which was what they needed to do. The fighting, it wasn't good. Choreography, it was off and on too. Like, what in a Street Fighter movie, and you have barely any fighting.
I was about to say,
I'm not even talking about Raul Julia's health and that, because that makes sense. They had to do what they had to do.
Yeah.
But everyone else, though, well, I mean, fuck. Like, you had a good fight with E Honda and Zangief going on that you just cut away from, and then you come back and they're like, oh, well, fight's over, bye.
Yeah.
20% of this budget went to Jean-Claude Van Damme, and you can fucking tell it did.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like I said earlier, the snow was flowing. And Raw Julia is by far the best thing about this.
I agree.
Zangief and E Honda, those actors were having fun in their roles, so I do want to recognize them. And it was just too much jumping around. I think we've talked about this with other movies, like where you cutting back and forth between scenes.
It just comes across very janky. And I've said that before, but like, it's very messy. Like, do it do it well. Don't do it just like, don't be all over the place.
And nowadays you can't, like, with writers and directors, they recognize that they have to take more of a proactive stance in making it at least similar to the video games.
Yeah.
Like, to appeal to those audiences.
Not just for commercialism.
Yeah. But that will wrap up Street Fighter.
Yay.
I'm not going to ask for grades and what you thought. I went ahead and put everybody in for a thumbs down because this.
I don't even get, no, I'm just like,
yeah. So, I mean, it is what it is. It happens. Sorry, I couldn't have been more exciting for you youngins. But
yeah, so who suggested next week's movie?
I think it's the group because it's a sequel to one we did since we are starting our Halloween extravaganza again.
Yeah. So we're going back. We're going to 1989.
Dun, dun, dun.
We're going to Ghostbusters 2.
Dun, dun, dun. Will this sequel hold up as well as the original?
Well, for one of us, I'm going to tell you yes. I mean, in a way. In a way, no.
It's been a couple years since I've seen the second one. So
I've always had a lot of fun with this movie. So even if it's not good as, a good movie, I still have had a lot of fun with it. But we'll talk about that next week. And yeah, we're done, like, getting back into the swing of things. and ready to hit our
Halloween stride.
Halloween
6 episode filled Halloween stride. Because the way the weeks are going to break out. So, I mean, it's going to be fun.
Yep. So, until next time, watch or listen to our past podcasts, watch them.
Yep.
Follow us on social media.
On this journey.
Yeah.
I've been Tracy.
I've been sad.
I've been depressed, but that's not new.
You're welcome. You have always to call us for it this time.
So, till next time, later.
Peace.
Peace.